Hi everybody, welcome to Friday Money Wind Up. I'd like to talk today about alternative solutions for purchasing a house. I see so many people these days who cannot afford to buy their own home by themselves. Sometimes we have to think outside the box. Is your income not enough to repay a home loan by yourself? Are you struggling to save enough deposit while you're renting? Have you ever thought of pooling your resources? Do you know someone else who is struggling as well? Maybe between the two of you, you can have enough deposit and income to get something. There are many properties out there that have enough room for more than one person, for you not to be tripping over each other, and could be in the price bracket that you both can afford. What if you could buy a block of land and build a duplex on it? You could both have exactly your own space, one on each side. If you're a single parent, maybe you could get together with someone in the same position as you and find a great way to secure your living arrangements. Take advantage of some of the government schemes. There are options out there that may allow you to borrow money for a deposit. You will have to still be able to prove that you can service both the loans, but it's another possibility. There are some things you need to understand though. With shared living arrangements, you don't necessarily have to be related. You can become a co-borrower on a mortgage. It can help distribute the funds. These, you can each get a loan and they don't necessarily have to be exactly the same amount each. Somebody's got a deposit, somebody doesn't have a deposit, but that person has a better income. We can always work around it. There are always strategies that you can use to maybe get somewhere to live. The other thing is that your credit will be enhanced because there's two of you looking at it, two of you with a good credit history, and there does have to be a good credit history. You might decide to apply for a personal loan together to access a lower interest rate or higher borrowing limits than you would normally be able to afford, and then get the home loan based on both of your incomes. But when going into an agreement like this, you really do need to seek legal advice. You need to understand exactly what your rights and responsibilities are. You need to understand whether or not you can manage this together. So a personal agreement together to say, hey, this is how we're going to work things. May include provisions for your loan repayment, how much of each property you own. Maybe you want to not have equal shares because somebody can afford to put more in than the other. And what happens when one of you wants to move on? So if you've got all this in a legal agreement, then you've got a better chance of understanding where you're heading. Always have an exit strategy. If you think you're going to be friends forever and you can do this, great. But most people won't be. Most of the time it'll be, look, we'll keep this property until it gets to a point where the property's worth more and we can sell it and then each have a bigger deposit to go and get something on our own. May only be a stopgap measure, but it also could be a very strategic financial decision to achieve your common goals and actually have stability of residence, which I believe is one of the hardest things these days. So everyone, have a great weekend. Have a think outside the box of what you can or can't do. Happy Friday Money Wind Up.